So we're also going to be featuring a number of solos tonight from these wonderful musicals, and we'll be starting off with a solo from Come From Away. And we're featuring our section leads that many of you will be familiar with over the course of many years here with Mississauga Festival Choir, with one exception in that Glynis Ratcliffe, our usual soprano soloist, has been away at a family wedding this weekend and so wasn't able to be with us. So I took upon it to bring in a substitute that is well known to me and will soon be well known to you. Lauren Torey is actually a former student of mine at Etobicoke School of the Arts and is a wonderful singer that you're going to hear singing the song from the pilot's perspective, one of the pilot's perspective of one of the planes that was forced to land in Gander. Lauren's just finished her first year at a very obscure school called Juilliard. So we are thrilled to welcome Lauren Torey to the stage.
Suddenly I'm wondering how my parents would feel seeing me teaching men to Suddenly, I'm in a hotel. Suddenly, something has died. Suddenly, there's something in between me and the sky.